I got to speak to him when we were shooting that music video, and I was like, what do you think about, you know, your gold champions? And he was telling me, nah, they're all bad now. The new itemization doesn't really suit them. Like, there was this thread on Reddit where a bunch of people were talking about who are the big losers of the patch. And remember, a lot of haste has been removed from the game. And
through, as Jackies tries to play the hard game, but it is warded there by BDS, so they know exactly which one is the real Kalista. As Ignar is waiting over the wall, I don't think this is done. BDS really want this red buff, and Peach now going to be the target. Gets auto-attacked as well. The damage great. Peach down to first blood. I mean, BDS have been separated, but it's only Ice who's been left to the wolves. GIANTX for a 1-for-1, but now BDS still with the slow here. Onto Patrick, they've taken his flash. Ignar out with the crash down. We get a trade-off. So many summoners taken as Lebrov. Martin for Sheo. That's all objectives, by the way. The Void Grubs on the top side. Now down to the Drakes as well. You've got such a perfect opening with 500 gold lead, of course, going towards the jungle, but also you look down towards the bottom side. There's a CS lead and a gank coming through. Patrick dies here. It could be 99, end of the line, and the quiver comes out. Ice with one, as in meanwhile in the mid lane, Nuke looking for the solo kill. Jackies doesn't have the flash available with the ult to slow down time.
I would move into that bot side of the map, right? Every time that Patrick and Ignar have an ability to push, they flash in.
Flash Shattering Strike, as you said. Lebrov out with the 6, and he's not there. Flash away from Ice. He has nothing to stop him. Sonic Wave hit from downtown. That's just peachy for GX as they neutralize bot again.
First prio on this objective. Are BDS going to try and contest? It looks like for now they're not. They're just hovering around. And they will get vision, but it's too little, too late. Objective secured.
After the fact, I mean, Ice is walking into vision here afterwards. Ulti used by Patrick. Ice, bit of a mistake. He gets ignited down. Might be a trade here in the end, but Ignar stays alive. The flash over again. Jackies is proving his worth. A double kill over to Patrick and Ice. There's a lot of question marks around that one.
They're looking for more. A kick into the wall. And that should be a finish-off kill.
See you later.
Peach. It will be a trade back for Lebrov, but a 3-for-1 in favor of GX.
I'm going to tell you one thing. I see a first item lease in there, Betty.
Oh, arrow misses.
I see an arrow as well. I see lockdown flying through, but it might be a turnaround. They haven't killed Patrick until Ice flashes for the shutdown. That's one good thing, but Jackie looks for the solid Pop Blossom, finds it and gets a trade. But in the meanwhile, as BDS try to chase him down, they are tangled up. It's a 2-for-1 special in the end.
The Dragons are even. The Grubs are even. The Herald is up. But for both these teams... Oh,
Shockwave. Yeah, it doesn't end there, does it? I mean, Peach again going for the steal. Sheo finding his blue buff this time around, though. The kickback was smooth, but can they transition into anything? Fate's call from Patrick. Lebrov is a sitting duck, and now he's going to be targeted down with Patrick's excessive damage with Blade of the Ruined King. He makes himself king. And
Herald mid, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Sheo?
Get in.
I imagine he's going to ride it.
Ah, you have to, don't you? It's just too good not to. Why? Okay. Don't worry. He's played some Gran Turismo. He knows what he's doing.
If they can keep the Herald alive, they can keep this push going.
Yeah.
All the GX members in the bot side river. Hang on a minute.
Where are we going to get Odo? Herald and at least the last remnant of, well, Jackie's used that time in the Herald to try and get something bot side, but Shockwave catches him unaware. Pop Blossom in return. Try and get himself out, and he's got good damage. Gets it all out, the Protobelt to get some distance, but over the wall, here comes Ice to find him. Hail of arrows, one more auto. A much-needed kill for this VAR.
Force as well, so we'll see what he's able to do to the backline. Level 14 on the Garen. Overall, a very solid game and performance from him. But here we are, Dragon, 35 seconds. It is GX that have control. They have the push in the bot side from Jackies. He's now going to move through the river and clear out that vision. But it's BDS, found the arrow.
Onto the jungler as well, Chains Corruption, Shockwave, that's triple ult.
The potential flank coming out from Jackies. And it looks like GX are just going to respect it. They know they don't have the jungler. They don't want to even attempt this 5v5. And so that means that the Dragons are going to be two apiece.
But a good, again, good stats boost coming through from BDS. We roll into the mid game, BDS. Everybody gets a prize, but which one is real? Onto Lebrov, this TP could be game changing, but Jackie's with the Hex play, Tangle Barb's out. Odo Amne, though, maybe the true hero, as he can't find any follow-up, but the re-engage is massive. They over-command for GIANTX. They're going to get out of there. 2 already down. And BDS are just whittling away. They're all lethality, but it doesn't matter at this point in the game. The Shale is bopping them on their head. Teleport finally from Odo Amne.
Jackies.
Excuse me, you're exactly right. There's a shockwave. No, Odo comes in, absorbs the damage, though. They're still doing the Baron. Cassante doesn't die as Adam runs on in to be a nuisance, but Ignar on the backside in zone control. Heaven as Jackies runs on in, finds Duke with the solid. The Baron's already down, remember, but Jackie's now going to be the next target. Adam has one chase as that Graves ulti makes it another. Here we go. Adam will not die, does not want them to live. And Odo, as he zones out the Baron Enhanced recalls, it's all a ruse. They're trying to get out in the nick of time. Peach does have a bit of gap close to get out of there. But will he be able to get the Baron Enhanced recall? BDS chase him down. They know exactly where he is on vision. But still, you gotta say, even if they can get Peach in the end, 2 for the cost of the Baron when you're down in gold.
I think he has a way to get out of this, you know. If he Qs onto a minion.
Got him.
Then the W.
Hey, one more turret shot, though. He's close to dying. I mean, Adam is a treadmill.
Movement speed, though. Ignite gets the stun and the blast of the arrow.
Still lands on him. Still chasing. Shao's there. Flashes. Now Ignite might be in a bit of trouble. They're going to teleport on this from GIANTX, trying to save their jungler, to having to use the Fate's Call to get out. It transitions to Dragon. Vedius, a long source of play there from that Baron.
We call it around the world. You know, he's taken us a tour of Summoner's Rift. They were able to get that kill. They did have to invest the flash from Shao, and it will be converted into a Cloud Drake. I know that this is happening, and here we go. This could be the game, the fight that decides the game.
It should, right at this point in the game. Dead man's for Adam to chase him down. Watch that Garen as the health bars are getting whittled as well. GIANTX aren't doing this the fastest, but you can see on the back end, Jackie's is waiting for that opportunity as he disguises himself. All members in view, all members in plain sight. For their first win, BDS need to take this fight, but as the flash comes through, it's Adam who jumps in first. The shockwave hasn't come out yet. I'm looking for it. As BDS don't even need to pull the trigger. They found the beautiful pick. OPLoLReplay is whittling down. There's no true damage with the ulti left because Adam doesn't have it, but Baron has still been aggroed at 2K. Sonic Wave execution. Shockwave from Nuke. You beauty. The denial, the punch
of Adam's Garen completely one-shots Patrick.
Yep.
Does not give him an opportunity to breathe. And off the back of that single kill, all of the damage disappears for GX, which means that BDS now make their way towards the Nexus.
And with the Baron and 3 grubs of their own, look at the structures fall. Inhibitor in the blink of an eye. BDS need this win desperately. It's only a single round, Robin. When you're up against the Giants, you stand strong. As BDS looking for the last fight, but it's a great Pop Blossom. Jackie's on his debut. Yes, they look great, but he can't follow through yet again. Adam's on the Nexus. It's bare bones. And BDS finally open up Winter 1-1.
Happening bot lane. I think mid, it depends how the laners play, to be fair, but yeah, bot lane is the one that I think SK has to do quite a bit in order to make sure that things go well, because if they don't try to do anything, Lucian Million...
Fact is, Super still has all of his summoner spells available, and Isma is trying to force this play.
It makes sense again with Extra Kick. They kick him away though. The route back on down. The crash down works, but Isma's a hit away. Super finds him, but as the expiry comes through, Isma will still die, but it's the kill in the end from Extra Kick that pays out with that double down dive.
If Isma had been able to get from Frescowi, making sure that he interrupts the E connecting once again, also throws him underneath the tower, not giving Niski the opportunity to reset his passive. And they both walk away limping, but no summoner spells burn.
At the very least, Niski putting his
jungler. You can see that it's going to be a difficult contest from SK. Dos and Isma are in the area. Oh, Irrelevant's found a window to roam down. Are they going to look for the fight?
Well, the bass drum has erupted in the crowd, so maybe it's setting up for the play as Elyoya is not level 6. He can't negate the damage, and Irrelevant is just taking him down by himself on this Renekton. Flash matched over the wall. Irrelevant does it again, but with the flashback Merwin, that was clean. Makes it a 1-for-1 in the end, and you have the Spectre Basin that follow you. What is happening? All right, at least SK are taking one away, but Patience finally wearing down. And there we go, they run back. I'm not sure how that works.
But, I mean, this is the most important one, because if SK deny this from Mad, then they won't get their 5th one.
Very true.
Which means that it'll just be a 2-4. Obviously a small advantage for Mad, but you're denying that. Flash Ignite burn from DOS, and now Elyoya might be able to punish.
Yep. I mean, again, using quite a bit for SK. X Kick also taking a bit of damage, but Spears going in onto the Dragon, teleport committed. Here comes Isma. That ulti big as well in the backline for SK. In a bit of trouble, it's X Kick first to go. That's their big damage source, but that 3-man knockup could turn the fate. Niski runs on in, but can't get the finishing touch onto Super as Merwin sends them away. They get a bit of space from SK as 2 have dropped. 2 on the side of MDK as well. It's an even trade with Dragon actually going over to Matt as the plus.
Opportunity for collapse as Niski fights Frescowi.
Zoning it on the top side. Niski still does a lot of damage through here, but SK, is it enough to buy them time and turn onto Mad, who are moving towards the Herald at 2.5k? It's secured over to SK, but
Super
Irrelevant on the backside. Super runs into him, and there's so much damage coming through, but Irrelevant can't finish the job. Isma tries to get in range, they turn for Elyoya, and they might have just found their fight. Niski cleaves it up, and SK with a quick two-piece feed. What's that item that starts with O-Cord? Opportunity. There's more opportunity in the game, but not literally
you know
the
my
item.
brain immediately went Overwrecker? Hang on.
Whoa, Titanic is strong. Who knew?
Oh.
Titanic is strong. And Elyoya shows us how it's done.
That felt personal. He
did.
He flashed in onto Niski. Niski thought he was safe. He knew he was on the weak side. He was playing defensively, trying to secure the Krogs for himself. But Elyoya, he saw...
At the very least, Mad are going to look for a little bit more. T2 on the top side is getting punished hard. You can see BDS, I mean, SK are moving up. Mentioned it, teleport coming through, so Niski's angle's there with ulti and level 11. Flash also available. Isma trying to buy time, but it's 3 members of Mad. Elyoya is still doing a lot of damage. His X-Kick now flying through, but that 3-man Magnustorm buys him so much time. Niski running in, wait for that Shuriken flip onto Super, but he doesn't take it. Instead gets execution. Here's Mer, when he goes golden as the flip out. Means that they've got no members left remaining, but Niski's still alive. You can see this man is still alive as DOS flash ulties, gets 2 members. Niski jumps back in. How are SK members still alive? Mad under their own turret are getting thwarted as Irrelevant flashes in as well. This team is crazy.
SK Ace will be alive. The HP is very low, but on spawn, they're going to go straight for it. What a turnaround from SK to blow this game wide open.
And again, another big talk point about Kalista, I'm sure is going to come through, but SK surprising us all. A 3k gold lead, a Baron that'll elevate it even further. And you know, the Mad Lions fans came out to play. I hope that one guy who was here yesterday for SK, Irrelevant has just impressed me so far, as a lot of people talked about him being one of the most good. Everyone else understand what I'm talking about. If you're not familiar with this item, ladies and gentlemen, you get armor, MR on, I'm not sure if that's light or dark, armor and MR. Penetration.
Dark is penetration, light is armor.
There you go. So defensive item that also has on hit that gives attack speed. And with Winsu's, it is such a good combo. I mean, these 3 items. Yep. They're there on the purple worm. It's not going down that fast. Niski positioning for the teleport, and they're like, okay, we're not going to threaten the end. Instead, we turn for the fight.
Fresskowy doesn't really have anywhere to go.
Not at all. I mean, he won't be involved if they just turn for the fight. Niski's damage at this point is huge, as we talked about before. But what does the play end up being? I mean, Fresskowy now in an opportune angle. If he pulls the trigger, Merwin's going to be the first one there. This is janky. As Isma runs on in, it's a great engage though. And from DOS as well, that ulti, absolutely gorgeous. Irrelevant jumps on in with a flash. Niski is still alive. This guy is James Bond. He never says die as he runs on in for a double. Nesquik, you are a beautiful drink.
SK are going to continue to clean up the fight. That's another A.
That train, I feel like the train's going the other way. It's SK today.
We're not talking about him, but Execute 8, 1, and 5. The kind of silent carry in this whole fight is Irrelevant. And Niski are on the front lines. It is him on the back line cleaning up and dealing this damage. And it's going to be enough to bring him the win.
Well, at least with the spawn timers coming up, we have to question a little bit more, don't we? Super in 3 seconds. Nexus turrets are going down. SK fighting to hit down this Nexus, but Mad are back up. Elyoya going to be the first to die in this little grudge matchup. They don't have enough damage to get the Nexus. Too many members of Mad stand there, but
look at the stacks.
Rand, you're right. Execute bopping away. Merwin saves the game, saves his life. They will hold the defense.
But it feels like Execute have this massive wall that he can just continue to play around.
True.
There is not, like, when you have a Renekton and an Akali and a Rel all diving on top of you, they're your immediate concern, which just allows Execute to free hit away. We thought this Poppy was going to be a problem, but Poppy doesn't know which problem to deal with.
And the problem is, as soon as you get close, if you get past all that BDS, then you have a Renata who... And at least Soul's denied, yes, but the Nexus is bare bones right now. And we have a Jack show on X. Start off 2-0. A lot of people wouldn't be saying it's going to be SK for sure. But here they stand, looking for top side to bruise it on in. Niski is threatening mid. It's an open season on the Nexus. And with Baron pushing through, it's a final thoughts for Mad Koi.
SK doing what he can to create this pressure. SK has said, you know what, there's an open Nexus, screw top lane, let's just keep pushing in mid.
Why not? fight it out with this Akali. 4, 4, and 7. Doesn't need the Rabadons to end the game.
There's Isma. They've got to be careful of Merwin, though.
Handshake, though. They're doing a lot of damage.
There's the
Exakick is
steadfast
outside. You're right. Look at him go. Exakick is just fighting away. The steadfast meant nothing, but he as Niski deals with El Yo-Yo on the side. The grudge is real. Niski shows him what's up, as Frescowie is just there to say hello. Nexus now going to be battered down, and SK are looking mighty fine with their 2-0 start.
So he can't just dash away. I mean, we're all saying our thanks to Papa Freak for that one, but it's going to be very difficult for Hans Summer to navigate later. Bo, though,
yeah,
got his blue. Only at 4 camps so far. Can look down towards this bottom lane. Mickey and Hans Summer only level 2.
yeah. So Bo knows that Yike's not on this side of the map, so this dive should be easy enough to pull off.
Flashes forward. Bo starts to tank Mickey with the root, though. Bo will fall 1-for-1. Targamas gets the kill, and Mickey gets another. Bo showing us the XP. Yike now looking for that repeat gank. The top is so hard to get into. Cabochard is stunned up, will be stunned as well by the Spectral Maw. Cabo tanky enough, but now though as Yike flashes forward, the red buff is enough! For red side to gank the top lane, you just put a ward in the tri-bush, and how is Bo gonna get in here?
Yeah, exactly. It's very difficult. Not only that, Caps traded some of his health bar. Flea as well will help out later on, but just making sure.
The hook landing there. Upset, cleanses away, dashes away. Cozy Campfire tops him up a little bit, but you can see the damage that Mickey and Hans Summer are. Bolt breaking across the wall, Targamas flashes forward, gets the kick, Mickey with a good hook, Bo rooted up, Upset flashing forward as well as Hans Summer. No summoners is taken out, Bo secures the kill. Mickey trying to keep the wave away from his tower.
Well, significantly stronger this season, but you're right. At the end of the day, it's only really now that Karmine have gone top of this dragon. G2 are here. Is it going to be a 50-50? They're angling for it. They're trying to go around.
Yike walking in. Seiken uses the clone to watch if anything. Right is.
See if they can get the next one as Mickey flash forward.
Targamas looking for Upset, gets the knock-up onto Upset. No flash, no cleanse. And with Hans Summer and Yike here, Targamas with a breath of life, but it's not enough to save himself from death. Now Upset's caught on the wrong side of the rift. Mickey low, Upset takes him, but Yike answers, follows suit with a kill of his own. Seiken coming in, the pop blossom flashed away, but the airborne still lands, cease and desist as well. Hans Summer could heal, but he can't get the shurikens down in time. Yike trying to trade 1v2 as he takes out Seiken, and now Yike has a whole litany of spells at his disposal. Dashes in with a heartbreaker, and has broken the hearts of the KC faithful here in the crowd.
4-0-1.
Shift for second grubs a lot at the moment. A few people were discussing whether it would happen on Twitter. Some people will be like, well, you only really do it if you get the first 3, so you can make sure you invest in 5 or make sure the enemy team doesn't get 5 or 6. Here, G2 moved Mickey Hunter in the LEC to follow on from that, isn't it? Kind of painted you into a corner there.
You have, but it's okay. I'm prepared for the gear for this meta.
Yeah, it's going to be fun, right?
It is.
It's going to be fun watching these two teams battle it out on the Rift as well. Karmine trying to get control around the Dragon. Mickey going in, Bo jumping across the wall, and now Mickey's isolated from his team, and he'll be shut out. Yike still looking for more. Hans Summer with Infernum. Gravitimus Broken Blade has the flank on here. Upset has Flash and Cleanse, uses the Cleanse, but still gets stunned. Broken Blade exhausted, though, as he will fall. Yike going deep, and it's a huge fight for Karmine as they wipe away. But the rest of the threats were still there.
Exactly.
Still very ready. Now, the Rift Herald will be secured in exchange for the Drake. Yesterday, we saw Caps Verstappen go from bot lane to mid lane and not get a Rift Herald charge off. Here, they might give it to Yike instead, I think, Jamada.
Yeah, let's keep the Herald driving responsibilities in the hands of jungler.
They have vision control. They are pushing through mid. Karmine aren't answering it. They seem to be willing to sacrifice their mid tower for this. As you can see, Hans Summer still pushing forward. 2,000 HP on the Dragon, and G2 have given up trying to contest. Third Drake of the game over to Karmine Core. Cabochard gets the flash out. There's the hook, but can you really follow up on this? Because the rest of KC are on their way in. TP behind.
Oh, this
Broken Blade has Flash and Slicing Maelstrom. Bo has to flash the wall. Upset flashes away from the roof, but there's the Slicing Maelstrom. The follow-up coming out as Bo falls, Targamas falls, and Broken Blade gets the hell out of there. Blinking health for him. The engage comes in once again, but Yike.
Now, with Bo dead, 15 seconds on the death timer, they opt over towards the Baron, and it should just about be theirs.
And it's not just about taking the tier 1, it's also about letting that minion wave push up. So Broken Blade can then TP behind Karmine who are trying to answer the pressure. It's a bit of a bait in and out smart there from G2. Targamas looking for the steal, never gonna get it. Smited away by Yike. Yike unable to get there before the second distortion. Caps tries to block, dashes back with the distortion. put some damage back onto Cabochard. The chase
G2
will
almost
continue.
here.
Yike is on his way, can jump the wall here, misses the Spectral Maw, but the rest of G2 are now beginning to collapse. Bo trying to cut the wave. Cabochard flashes away from the Heartbreaker. Bo on the wrong side of dodge now, but there's the pop. Blossom, it lands on 3, doesn't put too much damage down yet. Hunsummer exhausted, and Hunsummer sent packing to the fountain. In response, Bo will fall. Another hook lands as they try and catch out Seiken. Another Heartbreaker coming out from Yike as he takes out the enemy mid. Yike goes back forward, back. And Upset tries to dash in and out, but Caps will take him out in the end. Caps looking for more. The tower forfeit here by Karmine Corp. Broken Blade trading with Cabochard. No flash, no ult on the Malphite. Cabochard stunned up, should be able to walk out of this, but Broken Blade with the minion. Hunsummer 8 seconds before his flash is back up. Caps doesn't have one. Upsets has both of his, but Seiken no flash, and Cabo none either. Unstoppable Force could be massive in this fight. The TP behind. As Broken Blade looks to join the fray. Cabo stops the TP. Cabo has a TP of his own if he can get away. Upset trading here. Yike dashing across the wall. Season desist on Hunsummer down towards the bottom side. Those Mickey's trying to protect him. Bo putting the damage down onto the enemy AD carry. Hunsummer winning out the fight, but he can't quite get the damage. Bo will take him. Caps and Yike now going towards the Dragon. Bo goes down to 500 HP. The base in tatters, in shambles as Cabochard tries to defend. Another hook hit. Lands onto Seiken. Bo with the Vault Breaker across. They're giving up the ghost on this Drake because they've lost the Nexus Tower. Broken Blade's going to be able to escape from Cabochard, who has finished a Jack show, but Upset's on his way, and the Seismic Shard will slow him down long enough. You have to feel for Cabo to clap him out for Broken Blade.
Oh, he's getting the movement speed.
Gets the movement speed from the...
So, whilst they might be several thousand gold down,
locks down Mickey.
It's okay.
Mickey, no flash, no way out. He's shut out, and that's one down. And as you said, they just shotgun to the face, flash forward. The blast cone, Bo hits it. Hunsummer back, and Hunsummer is found wanting by Karmine Corp.
I may have cursed G2, but I feel like Karmine Corp won't mount.
Bless Karmine Corp, man.
There you go. They should be able to pick up this Baron, but I mean, again, it's going to come at the cost. Urban Inhibitor, it's going to come at the cost of pressure from Broken Blade on the top side.
Yike can steal as well.
Yeah,
they don't have the tools getting out of the pit. That's the issue. Yike, I don't think he's been spotted. Puts the control ward in. Now they know he's in the area. Clear the control ward out. Yike has no more wards in his inventory. Goes forward. We'll see it's at 4,000. Dodges away from Bo. Upset. Now tanking the Baron. Means it takes less damage as well. 2,000 on it. Yike going forward. Heartbreakers across. Exhausted. And the shutdown comes out. The Nexus Towers, though, the target is G2. Continue to push in. It's a traditional trade. Baron. Difficult as well because of how flexible G2's composition is. They can look for front-to-back team fights. Not the best at it, I'd say, as Upset dashes towards Caps, puts down the culling. Caps dashes back. Caps already level 18. Continues to try and run away, but Caps just going to fall here. Great play there by Karmine Corp. They've given up the Dragon for this, importantly, but they stop that extra avenue of pressure from G2.
Yeah, I mean, pressure from the side. Our Fog of War is kind of just gone, so Karmine Corp feel very free to push up and secure 2 towers. That's a lot of standing gold kind of put back into their pocket as an engage coming through from Bo.
Mickey with a good buffer there to get the jump back out. Hunsummer trying to trade with Upset, who cleanses away. Oh, it's the Mikhails who's actually used on him. Mickey with a re-engage, and Upset then uses the cleanse, but shut down by Yike, and now the follow-up continues. Bo tries to flash a wall, but can't get away. Flash forward with a Heartbreaker, as perhaps it's Karmine Corp who fall foul of overstepping. Broken Blade in the base. Seiken can't hold him. Broken Blade now on the Nexus. Seiken's fallen, and Karmine Corp's hopes dashed against the rocks here. G2 show why they are still atop of the LEC.
Karmine Corp put up a big fight to close that gold gap, but in the end, frankly, it wasn't enough, and it was...
Maybe will help getting the Fnatic members low enough for the engage to really work.
And this is a really decent Xerath angle for the other kind of side option here of...
And you just died. You go for Hilly first. Kazi has the cleanse, has the flash. Razork might just be covering. You can see Douglas making a beeline for the bot lane as well. He's going to spot Razork as he comes across. Flash forward. They look for Hilly first blood. Jun stepping forward. Razork tanking. Jun's going to try and get out of this one as Kazi tries to turn it back around. Cleanses away, and now Douglas is here to join the party. He gets one, he gets 2. One over to Kazi, one for Douglas himself, and in the end, Douglas might be in a sticky situation. Humanoid's about to finish his recall. Razork catches out, Douglas catches out Razork, gets the knock up, and Humanoid finished his recall and doesn't have a TP and could overstep. Do go for objectives. All of these possibilities as the Pathmaker is used in the top lane. Oscar in and gets the all out as well as Razork goes in. Photon locked up, no mana on him. and he'll be shut out of the fight. Razork finds a gank in the top side. Really
Down here, and I mean, he's on top of Douglas right now. Humanoid's here to respond too.
Humanoid with the first move, can look to push Douglas back. He flashes over the Emperor's Divide, and now Vito trying to put the damage in, but low on mana. And long cooldowns on the Xerath early on means he can't really do too much to help. Douglas shut down by Humanoid.
Exactly.
Or the Powerpuff Girls.
The Powerpuff Girls.
Could be Buttercup, Blossom, and Bubbles.
Bubbles.
Always forget about
Always
Bubbles.
forget about Bubbles, yeah. But I do like this lane assignment here from Fnatic as well, because it's just it's a min-max, right? You don't really lose any resources anywhere on this rotation out. As a
Humanoid even TPing into top. Foden does still have the flash. Emperor's Divide will lock them up, and the stun comes out, but it's not enough. Oscarinin tanks the tower for days. And now with the grubs and the mites about to spawn for them, that tower is going to fall. We'll see the Void Might spawn, and we'll see that tower fall rapidly.
mighty fast, eh?
The true damage is absurd because you have to remember, pre-14 minutes, towers have plates.
Yep.
Every time you take a plate, depending on how many people are around that plate falling, the tower gets tankier. Void Grubs give you true damage, which means the tankiness doesn't matter.
I will say, they changed the Mountain Dragon's effects for
675, I think, with the local gold added in. And then you have the Void Mites, and they gobble up these towers lickety split. You can see Razork looking for the engage as well. BTO, long range Arcano Barrage. Isn't going to do. Team is 5 minutes longer than it could be. Do we win? If we can try to scale up. As Kazi's caught out with no flash. And yeah, Kazi dies. Tidal Wave used on Noah, but he flashes away. BTO lands a bunch of the shots, and it's enough for double for BTO. They picked up Jun beforehand,
but didn't want to pull the trigger, and now it's Fnatic with the positional advantage. They can pick and choose who they go on as Vitality enter the river.
See Oscarinin just blocking their path in. The Dragon over to Fnatic. Vitality can look to push out mid top side. Instead, he's just going to join his team. The top lane abandoned by everyone. The minions will crash into each other. Gold wasted, but Humanoid doesn't want to invest TP as Razork goes forward. A 4-man knock up into the follow-up. The hostile takeover is going to hit on 3. Kazi trying to dash away. Humanoid dashing forward, and Vitality are just routed, but Kazi manages to escape. Hellesang falls first. BTO low as well. Kazi, very...
We get a teleport out. Photon. Douglas is solo, no flash. It feels so limited to find yourself in a position where you can get a 50-50, so they're going to have to just yield the Baron, go towards this Dragon, put themselves on soul point, but it will be Baron picked up for that.
How quickly you can do this. Humanoid can now TP across, right? And Douglas and Photon are low. It's down to 6,000, but the rest of Fnatic are on their way. A disaster for Vitality, perhaps, as Kazi was spotted as he walked into the bush, and Humanoid slides forward, still has the Emperor's Divide in the flash, but he doesn't need either to work his way through the Lucian. Douglas now caught out. Humanoid is so damn big. 5-0-0 now on.
Pushing away, chipping away that tower. Douglas, is he caught out?
It's a little bit. Chain of Corruption coming out. There's the root against the wall as well, and Douglas might fall. Razork, the only one there to do damage, though, as Noah and Jun were forced away with the Tidal Wave. Humanoid now pushing in the top lane. The Baron-empowered minion helping him out, and Kazi's caught again. Feel like I've said that if down, only the mid lane. Oh no, all 3 of your inhibitors are down. In fact, mid lane was taken as well.
Yeah.
And Fnatic pushing in. No Baron to steal. No soul to take away. Perhaps no
minion
hope for Vitality. Yeah, minion waves in bot, mid, and top relatively synced. Perhaps a 5-second difference between them. Dancing on a slight offset, but it will be fine. They'll match up in the end. Here are the super minions, 4 of them so far. Starting to hit the Nexus towers alongside that Void Grub damage, and the first tower will fall. And Fnatic are looking to continue their undefeated streak here, go 2-0. BTO locked up. Humanoid tries to chip away at him. Oscarinin basically tanking the entire world now as he continues to step forward. Kazi forced back to the fountain, and the Nexus in the eyes of Fnatic, but before it, a couple more kills perhaps. The Nexus falls. Fnatic now 2-0. Or Bloodsong, or even Solstice Slay. Maokai is actually really strong. The Bard and answer into it. Kaiser did play a lot of Bard back in 2020. And just start up this objective, and Heretics playing the map, you know, okay. As we said, we perhaps would like them to try and be a little bit more explosive, but they don't need to. They haven't got first items anywhere. They're still getting the objectives. They got 2 grubs to 1. Zoe at least had to soak 6 out of the mid wave because the Heretics coming with Kaiser already have that 6. They get 1 of them. Marcoon has to flash away, does still have the twisting advance, he dashes back forward, but Rogue really can't come over to help him. Marcoon falls first, he goes Timber, Wonder trading in the top lane as Shigenda starts to after Barbie is a weird experience.
I'm sure
it was. A strange thing to do.
Brilliant trio.
We have a Maokai in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great to have you here.
Thanks.
You're going to be here for quite a few times. Yeah, Temper Fate goes wide. Marcoon still has the flash. Goes in with a twisted advance. It's 19 minutes. He dies.
I win!
Kamada wins the bet, although he didn't want to be on the side of it. That it's animals that are hunted because they can see all around themselves, so they can see if a predator comes in. What is hunting the Baron? What is trying to kill it, man?
Talk about the game.
I mean,
very
they might
briefly.
actually look for this.
Oh, there's a teleport there.
Flash, twisted advance, teleport behind. Wonder's trying to catch out Marcoon. Shigenda going in. TP also burnt by Perks as he joins the fight. Zoelise already down to half. Temper Fate hits 2. Zoelise is going to have to go in straight away pretty much. He dives forward. Magnustorm not enough. He'll fall 3-0 so far for Heretics. Wonder flashing. Can't land the Intofu strikes. Perks forced away by Shigenda. The magical journey brings them in. Nature's Grasp will only root up one. He's just not getting the really OP upgrade from the support item, right? He could get that Bounty of Worlds. Now he's caught out. Wonder and Jankos chasing him down. The Fate's Call will pull him out. Good Tempered Fate, though, locks them up. Nature's Grasp has been used. Zoelise gets the Magnustorm down, but just doesn't have the damage. And now Rogue starting to fall by the wayside. Comp chased away the slow from the Bard. Cosmic binding into the wall, and Comp will fall. Marcoon, Shigenda, and Larson, the only ones left alive as Team Heretics turn their eyes towards the Baron.
Said just recently, Team Heretics will need a couple of members dead for this Baron attempt to happen, and they found their picks. Now they're on top of the Baron. Larson has Ultimate. That's the only one left available for Rogue, but they're not even trying. They're just going to go and trade this Dragon off, get their second Infernal of the game, and look to Turtle as they will likely fall around 7,000 gold behind as this Baron falls.
There you are.
Until then, and with Baron now, means the siege is going to come through, and whilst it's not poke Varus, this Varus is going to be very, very difficult to get on top of, and will still deal a bunch of damage.
Zoelise, though, going into the Magnustorm as they look to engage. TP behind as well from Shigenda. Last chance saloon you have to feel here from Rogue. They've already lost their support. Will they lose more? Blackhead pulled back, shut down by Marcoon. Shigenda now in the midst of 3 members of Heretics. Perks yet to join this fight. Marcoon's going to fall as well, though. Wonder, Jankos, and Kaiser working their way through the Rogue lineup. Comp trying to do everything he can under the tower, but he just can't do enough. Rogue get 1 kill on the one alive. I'm not going to say the game just yet. Maybe 2 inhibs is just the cost. Team Heretics won't bite off more than they can chew, but Larson trying to get up in Perks' face, stop this push from happening. Perks going back in, stunned with the Shadowing Strike, but Larson has to work his way away from this. Zoelise crashes down and Larson's able to walk away. Double inhib, as you say. Jamada is the cost. 5,000 extra gold from the Baron party of the fight. He doesn't have the front line, or the battle's too far away from him. Comp still no flash. Temper Fate will lock him up. The Pathmaker, it slams him into the wall, and back down to the fountain he goes. The Callista has not done wonders at all for Rogue. The final inhibitor in the eyes of Heretics, and maybe even more than that, the game a possibility. Shigenda caught out, Perks stunned for a second. Darking Blade lands the knock-up. There's the inhibitor falling. Larson 3 items on the Azir. Is that enough? Will we finally see Rogue brought to life, or will Heretics continue this death march towards the Nexus? Shigenda down to half HP. They just can't get close enough. It's all on Zoelise. But Zoelise with no flash, and Heretics with every dash to disengage. Even the Crescent Guard, a possibility for Jankos just to try and keep that excitement without those moments of let's force something, let's find something. And again, this is a personal preference, but I'd much rather see a team go out fighting than be suffocated out of the game. And credit to Heretics, they played it well, they worked the map well, they found their advantages wherever they can. But often we've seen Rogue having to engage reactively rather than ever proactively looking for those picks.
Yeah, I think frankly, Rogue have kind of dished their own medicine this game. Perks onto Shigenda, forces the World Ender out. The Tempered Fate lands on one Nexus Tower. Zoelise trying to get on the backline, but there is no one autoing the Heretics backline. Larson and Shigenda alongside Marcoon trying to hold the Nexus. Wonder will fall. The first Nexus Tower follows suit though. And Jankos, Perks, Kaiser, and Blackhead can just slowly work their way through the Aatrox. Larson left standing, all on his lonesome. The Emperor's divide will divide the wheat from the chaff. And this time Rogue have been found wanting.